Good life, easy baby. We're back.
Again.
Good life, easy.
Rahul,
Bro, what's up?
we are 22 days into a war.
22? I thought almost 24, 25 days must have
I
been.
think,
Almost a month.
Yeah, maybe
Seems like a long time now.
22, 23 days into the war now.
Oh.
So Russia versus Ukraine. How do I address it? Should I say that it's Russia versus Ukraine, Putin versus Ukraine? Putin has started
Or
a
Russia
war.
versus NATO.
Russia has started a war.
So there
Or
are
Putin
many.
versus NATO.
There are many narratives.
Many narratives.
Yes.
Many narratives.
Whose side to take? Which side to pick?
How to address.
How to not get people emotional with your choices, So I think to put it in a way, you can just say Russia versus Ukraine.
Russia versus Ukraine. So basically Putin started a war. He sent his troops into Ukraine.
Yes.
And we got to see a full-fledged attack into the city. Russia started taking over towns
Yes.
step by step.
Yep.
These are things that you normally see in a movie.
Correct.
And we are now seeing all of this happen on Instagram.
Correct.
Which is
Correct.
wild.
Wild,
right?
bruv.
So, of course, I did not know the backstory. The backstory is just simple that Putin is a very old school Soviet thinking
Pro-Soviet.
pro-Soviet leader.
State first, people second.
So he believes in that whole USSR concept.
Yes.
And he believes that the Ukraine people are Russian people. So that was reason number one, that he believes that Ukraine is actually Russia. So obviously he doesn't want Ukraine to westernize. He doesn't want Ukraine to have extra support of NATO, to grow. To become a partner of NATO.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that to happen at all.
That's true.
Then what he's irritated is with the whole westernization of Ukraine, which is pretty much happened because it's like apparently the people are more European than Russian.
Kiev is like a tourist destination.
It's a tourist destination.
Kiev and Donetsk.
Yeah.
All these places in Ukraine attract a lot of tourists.
And before the current leader of Ukraine, the leader was a pro-Russia leader who was...
he sold out to the Russians over a few deals.
Yeah. So he was kicked out.
Yeah, he was kicked out because they say that he was cracking such deals where he was just handing over Ukraine to Russia.
Yeah.
And then when he fled also, after the protests, they told him to step down. Where did he go? Russia.
Obviously.
Who took him back? Russia.
Putin.
Yeah. So in a way, it was a sign to the people of Ukraine that this is how much power I hold in your country.
That's true, bro.
Or in my country, rather.
That's true. And the day he sent his troops, he addressed his nation saying that basically they're neo-Nazis who are controlling Ukraine. So he's comparing a certain group of people to Nazis.
Yes, which we know is pretty... It's NATO.
But also the theory is out there.
Yeah.
It's a bit out there.
Yeah.
And he wants to denazify Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's the mission.
Yeah, but fair enough. But they say that majority of this war has started because of NATO. NATO was formed...
Not majority. I think the entire
war is... If there's one culprit, you can say it's NATO. NATO was formed when? After the Soviet Union collapsed.
Yes.
It was formed to make sure that something like USSR does not exist in modern day.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And whose main agenda was this? They say it was the West's agenda.
West.
And
by
NATO
the West,
is all about
USA.
Yes, brother. Pro democracy is NATO. They want to freedom first.
True.
Freedom is strength.
We'll help you fight for your democracy.
Freedom. We want freedom. Everybody deserves freedom.
True that.
So what they started doing is a lot of countries started signing with NATO. You have UK, Germany, all the big countries in Europe.
Course.
And then what happened? They started caving into Russia. All the smaller territories also around Russia were then becoming NATO. NATO means your army is at your bloody doorstep. You think Putin's going to allow that? And when Ukraine has already signed a deal with Russia, that Russia is going to protect Ukraine, why is NATO interfering?
Sahi baat hai.
Ho bata. So then, this is another media narrative right now.
So it is a media narrative. But again, it's the same thing what Putin is against is he doesn't want the people of Ukraine to become westernized. Correct. He doesn't want Western ideology and culture taking over Ukraine, which it pretty much has. Yes. Ukraine I think the people are with a more, like they are democracy first in their thinking.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But it's crazy that for whatever reason we are seeing a war today. We are seeing innocent people die. We're seeing missiles, bombs go down.
Everywhere.
Videos. bro.
Everywhere. It's war. It's war.
Yeah.
But they say that NATO also is not an organization to be trusted.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Because NATO actually signed a deal saying that we won't accept new members. We'll stop wherever we have to stop.
Yeah.
So Ukraine and I think 2-3 other countries that recently are planning to sign with NATO, they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Because they already signed a treaty with Russia
Yes.
saying that we won't cave into your border.
But Ukraine says that we've never done that.
Yeah, of course. Right now when you're at war, when you want the world's support, of course, bro.
So in 2021, Russia said that what do we want? We want Ukraine to become a neutral territory. Okay. Secondly, cannot become a part of NATO. Forget about it. And remove the military.
Remove the military.
Remove
there should
it.
be no military power.
If you are neutral, you don't need a military.
We are there for you.
Yeah, we are there for you.
Why do you need military?
Yeah, तो फिर हम खड़े हैं ना.
Yeah, and they say that the war was declared because there were 2 states that basically that Russia claimed were independent states.
Yeah.
Donetsk and one more state.
Yeah.
And that's how the war
Crimea?
was. No, Crimea is not
Older.
older. Some other state. So once these 2 states were declared independent, Russia said it's over.
It's over.
It's time for us to attack.
Exactly. And another thing, not only that we are seeing this war go down in front of our eyes. Normally it used to be on
Television?
radio and television and all, but we are seeing it go down in front of our eyes on the cell phones, on Instagram.
Incredible.
But just think about it, bro. If Ukraine and Russia went to war for this reason, it's pretty much the same as Hong Kong and China, Taiwan and China, India and Pakistan.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Based on your thinking and your beliefs on the territory.
Correct.
India believes that Kashmir is ours. Pakistan says no, this is a part, the people are ours.
Yep.
So war was such a distant thought in our mind,
also
right?
indirectly
कि होगा नहीं होगा, movies में ही देखते हैं, असली में कुछ होता नहीं है. What it is, diplomatic talks solve all the problems.
Yes. There's mutual benefit, so they'll never go
But
to
abhi
war.
we saw one go down for this reason.
And that's a good point that you said, that war is, of course, war only happens because of territory control.
Yeah. So
whether it's India, Pakistan.
Tomorrow, India, Pakistan is, we thought it will not happen again, but it can.
Of course.
The reasons are pretty much the same.
And a lot of people are talking about it, right? That this is just an example of what is to come.
Yeah. Also, Hong Kong and China. Bro, China doesn't believe that Taiwan exists.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So
all these things are now, history is repeating itself. It's a cycle. Right? It's a cycle.
History is repeating
itself. Like it should, But think about it. All in all, war brings peace, right, bro? It's all binary. When you talk of war, you talk of peace. When you talk of peace, you talk of war.
True.
So with war, eventually, either there'll be some understanding to Ukraine. Like there will be some sort of peace that follows war.
Yeah.
So that's the only pro that I think comes with war.
Yeah, but the unfortunate part is the innocent lives, the money,
absolutely.
And also just we really don't know until we experience it. But imagine if you're a person like these Indians. I think the Indian government really helped out Indians and Middle Easterns and Pakistanis to get out of Ukraine.
Correct.
They did a very good job. But imagine being in that state.
Correct.
Where you don't know what to do, where to go, wait for buses, like your life depends on...
You're displaced, bro.
Yeah,
like
you're
you have
displaced.
to start
That's
your
the right
life
word.
again.
Yeah.
You have to start
and
your life
also
again.
the locals, you see
Very
their
sad.
videos, they are in the subway station
Very sad.
with their dogs. Yeah. And it's a hard life.
What shocked me is that the capital of Ukraine, that's like saying the capital of India. If India,
Delhi.
Say India had to go to war with anyone and they attack the capital, that's shocking.
Yeah. My grandmother has told me that she's experienced that... the siren,
the warnings.
You have to jump, you have to go down on the floor,
shut all the lights,
shut all the lights, shut all the put those chart papers on the windows,
so no reflection. That's mad, huh? But again, history is repeating itself. So, and we are witnessing a whole war on social media. Just think about that.
Yes, sir.
That's why Russia had to temporarily or permanently block the internet access to Ukraine.
Instagram is banned in Russia now.
Come on. 80 million accounts gone overnight.
There is no news and false propaganda that's going to be spread in Russia, brother.
Wow. This is the forming of a communist, out and out communist.
No, it is a communist.
Now they're going out and saying that no, now it is enough.
Yeah.
Before they were like, after the privatization, before they were like, no, we are a democracy and freedom first. But now they've gone out and out and said that, guys,
Take it
Do
easy,
what the fucking king tells you to do.
But bro, did you see the videos of the Russian influencers crying?
No, bro.
What?
They were crying?
You're joking.
Damn.
Bro.
Influencers in the wild.
Influencers in Russia, bro. These Russian influencers, the ladies, they were crying and saying that our livelihoods are taken away. One girl said that, dude, Instagram is not only my livelihood and how I make money, it's what I wake up to and what I go to sleep to. And she was crying and saying it. And after seeing a couple of these, you know what I realized? Nobody sympathizes with influencers.
Nobody
sympathizes
because
with
everybody
influencers.
thinks that they're already living the good life. You know? Damn.
Relax. Sit down, bro.
That's hard that
you can't post a picture. Relax.
Sit down, bro. People are dying.
There are some real problems in the world.
Real problems going down in this shit. Damn. But that being said, there are a lot of shit is changing in Russia.
Yeah, of course.
Right. A lot of shit is changing in Russia.
So how is
every morning you wake up?
How is Russia affected by the war?
How is Russia? I mean, see now, number one is that we'll never know because the news coming out of Russia is now controlled.
And propagated.
So what exactly is coming out of Russia, you will not know unless the media outlets they're going to portray one picture, bro.
Yeah,
right.
Always.
But every morning you wake up and every morning you wake up and you're seeing news that Louis Vuitton has shut 50 stores.
Yeah.
Fucking every big company
McDonald's
is just pulling out. McDonald's, Burger King. Apparently, you know the Burger King business has said that we don't want to shut down in Russia.
Ooh.
Why should we shut down? Right. Everybody profits of war. The big corporations profit of war. Our companies are going to go bust. So now a lot of companies are also saying that no, we don't want to pull out of Russia.
Apparently on eBay, Big Macs in Russia are selling for $200.
Oh, wow.
Because McDonald's shut down.
And then of course, ruble crash.
The currency crashed.
The ruble crashed. Then all
it
their
was apparently a devastating crash.
Yeah, very devastating. But the ruble has crashed before. Quite a few times. And then of course the sanctions being put on all the oligarchs.
Yes.
Now that is a very interesting story.
Yes.
The oligarchs basically, of course, they control half of, I would say 80% of Russia.
Yeah, and also they are the closest to Putin.
And there are different eras of oligarchs.
Of course.
Right. Yeltsin, who was the pre-president.
Okay.
Who basically handed over the throne to Putin, had his oligarchs.
Yeah.
Right. And then Putin came into power and called all the 21 billionaires into one meeting room and said, listen, whatever you have right now is good. But the state and the country will no longer owes you any favors. So if any tax evasion case comes about,
Booch.
murder, and how many fucking billionaires just disappeared overnight?
Oh, yes. Billionaires disappeared overnight. Journalists were shot dead, poisoned, killed.
To prove a point,
and everything.
To prove a point, he targeted the richest businessman in Russia. At some point, he was oil and gas, as we all know, is the business that Russia thrives on.
Yeah.
The richest man in Russia overnight jailed and exiled in Switzerland. Overnight, the richest man.
The richest
man.
Billionaire.
Yes, and this is when Putin was nobody. Who knew Putin?
Yeah.
He just came about, became president.
On the come up.
So the oligarchs took him for granted. Said that what is he going to do? We have the money. All the industries we run. So Putin, to prove a point, overnight. Don't fuck with me.
Get out.
Yes.
So how's the life in Switzerland for the oligarch?
Bro, now you know everyone. They either exile in London or Switzerland.
All right.
Cash.
All right. Oligarchs, the bad life is also not as bad.
Not as bad. But the most famous oligarch is Abramovich, no?
Yeah, Chelsea.
He's the most famous.
Bro, apparently Chelsea is going through some heavy trouble, you were telling me.
Abramovich, no?
Yeah. And extremely...
Bro, they're in deep shit right now.
Deep shit?
They're in deep shit. But I don't know, they say that Russian money is what London is made on, right?
I didn't understand that. I was really shocked when the news came that he had to sell it. What you explained makes sense, that obviously the marketing and this and that, the name, everything, but he is the brand. He is Chelsea.
Bro, any asset of an oligarch right now is seized.
Yeah.
Right, from a certain countries like India has not put any sanctions.
Yeah.
So if the oligarch had business in India, nothing's going to go wrong.
True.
But in UK and all, there are already sanctions.
Yeah.
So the club is anyways losing value, and I don't think 3-4 billion matters to Abramovich.
Bro, he said that I'm going to give all the proceeds
That's
charity.
gangster now. Come on. Isn't that gangster, bro?
Selling a football club and saying that everything I make on this
It's going
is
to
charity, bro.
Come
I
on.
don't even want
You think he
it.
gives a fuck?
Just let me sell it.
Yeah, just let me
शांति से
sell it.
बेचने दो
कुछ
यार.
तो आने दे
हाँ,
यार.
नाम
चल
खराब
जाने
मत
दे.
करो
हाँ.
यार.
So imagine, bro, you think a guy like Abramovich gives a fuck about Chelsea?
Bro, apparently didn't he mediate a conversation between Putin and Zalewski? He's a Ukraine.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's basically the intermediary
Yeah.
for peace talks. You know.
Oligarch.
So yeah, Chelsea, though I don't know, out and out targeted, and now they have to sell the company,
That
and
was
a Saudi
hard,
company is apparently bidding.
Who else?
Yeah, who else? Who
else?
There ain't no millionaire who can run a football club now.
Fuck that, bro. So Russia is going through all these sanctions. It's
Yes.
apparently it has more sanctions than Iran right now.
Yes.
So they are going through.
I think it's the most sanctioned country in the world.
in the world currently. So the world is trying to attack them where it hurts, right?
Correct.
To get Putin one wound at a time.
Correct.
Do you think Russia will be able to survive this?
Absolutely. You know, I'll tell you why, bro. Now, how much ever research I've done is that this war was in the plan. Basically, it was planned for years, bro. This is not something that happened overnight.
True.
Putin, out of everybody, is very smart.
True.
You know that the way he operates, for a guy who's been, bro, like before him, this guy, whoever it was, Boris, he had 2 terms. Putin has now 4 to 5 terms. Now,
Yeah, president,
he's-
prime minister, president,
Bro,
prime minister.
He changed the damn law, bro.
Changed
he
the
changed the
game.
damn law. So he's been strategically planning ever since he's been ruling. He knew, bro, and he's pro-Soviet, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, and
Absolutely.
there's one thing about Russians. Russians will always go back to history.
Yeah.
They'll always say, no, this is how the Soviet Union was.
Yes.
The USSR, we were united, and we were the strongest nation in the world, so on and so forth. So I think that Putin is, and of course, ex-KGB.
Yeah.
So we know how he was trained, right? He was trained to charm people. He was a spy. What do spies do? We all know, you know. So what
Get the job done.
yeah. So I think this war was
Inevitable.
inevitable, and these sanctions are not going to affect Russia because they've already been collecting on gold, right? So
Independence.
yeah, the trade currency in the world is the USD.
Correct.
So once you don't have as many USD reserves as much as you have gold, so there you can put your hands up, you know. So you can trade gold instead of trading USD. So it was well planned for.
Yeah.
Now sanctions hit everyone, bro. But a communist nation like China is also thriving. And people right now are questioning that how come a country like China is thriving so much even after being communist.
Yeah.
So it's
So
a
you're
picture.
right that Russia, like how we learned from China that China eventually became very independent.
Yeah.
But like of course business sanctions hurt
Yeah.
the rich and the poor. Eventually it trickles down.
100%.
The trade sanctions hurt everybody. But the real influence of the West, in my opinion, was the technology.
Yep.
The technology somehow always used to come from the West.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Now that is obviously changing.
Correct.
Even the Pentagon came out and said that China is far ahead when it
Yes.
comes to technology,
Yes.
AI, military technology.
Yes.
So China has gained that independence, and I'm sure Russia is also not sitting on their asses, knowing their space in this world.
Correct.
I'm sure they must have.
And isn't this an example for other countries also? Just think about it. We are just talking from an outside point of view, right?
No, you're absolutely
Just think
right.
That
It is an
that
example.
shouldn't you be independent?
Yeah, America is
Rather
powerful
than getting,
because it is independent.
Because just think about it. Yeah, it's independent. But just think about it that at such a point, Russia is crumbling. Because it had a little bit of reliance on other countries.
Yeah.
That's why these sanctions came into place. But today, if you had to sanction China,
Yeah.
what the fuck are they going to? They don't give a fuck, bro.
Bro, what will China say?
What will-
Okay.
What sanction?
Okay.
Which sanction?
Our
You
people
guys
should
need
not
me.
go to your country.
Yeah.
You don't want our tourists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys have to depend on me for your country to work.
Majority of the big buildings in Spain and Italy and all owned by Chinese people.
Imagine.
They'll be like,
Imagine.
ठीक है क्या
Come
चाहिए
on,
तुमको
यार.
हमारा पैसा
हाँ.
वापस करो.
Come on, bro. Give me the money back, bro. Real estate bubble.
So they are definitely independent.
So this is an example, I think, and Russia is following suit. So,
True.
In a way, he's come out and said, "Yo, this is a
Yeah.
communist nation."
It's gonna be troublesome, but I don't think it's gonna be like, I think what is the biggest fear of these leaders is I have to make my propaganda strong enough to that point that the people don't come on the streets.
Yes.
Right? Because when people come on the streets,
Yes.
they can overturn.
Yes.
They've done this in many countries. And they can do it in Russia too.
Putin's ex-PR head said that Putin was so obsessed with the Gaddafi video that he used to watch it every day for years.
Absolutely.
Saying that this should not be the end of Putin.
Yeah.
You know? And at the end of the day, all these leaders eventually got mobbed and lynched. And killed by the crowd.
Yeah.
And that's every leader's worst fear. Bro.
Exactly.
Just think
bro.
about it.
Also, you don't want what happened to Saddam Hussein to happen to, you know,
Yes.
Okay, America just takes me and makes me a prisoner of war.
So
does what they please with me. Fuck that. Right?
Bro.
So
Fuck
they are,
that.
I think, really scared of these kind of protests. So
True.
make sure that the propaganda is strong enough
Yup.
that let people protest a little bit.
Yes.
A small little bit.
Yes,
Make sure their voices are not heard. Right?
Correct.
Control the whole media.
That's the
control
number
media
one. That's
narrative.
the number one step.
Yeah. And what unites people more than a common enemy? You know. So use that propaganda. कि यूक्रेन तो हमारा ही है, हम लोग तो बचा रहे, यूक्रेन में रशियंस है, उन लोग को मार रहे, पीट रहे, जीने नहीं दे रहे, अपन उनको
different
बचा रहे.
narratives, bro. That's one thing that comes with war. You know, different sides.
Yeah.
Now there are more than 2 sides.
Oh, for
People
sure.
have like 5-6 sides. What is going on? Everybody has their own thinking.
Absolutely. And yes, America has gone hard with the sanctioning. The SWIFT is not allowed.
Yeah.
Visa, MasterCard is not allowed to be used.
Yes.
And a lot of criticism on India for not giving sanctions. But in my opinion, I was just thinking that when India was going through tough times, through wars, through
Very good
really
point.
tough times where we needed support, the West openly supported Pakistan. And Russia was the only country who helped us out.
At that time, Soviet Union.
Soviet Union was the only country who helped us out consistently.
With air, through air, through sea,
naval,
naval support, air support.
So India also cannot forget that past.
Yes.
That when we needed somebody, they were there.
Absolutely.
Also, right now, against China, when we had that thing going on at the border, when there was
Correct.
a little, people were...
Correct.
They had a fight.
Tensions.
Yeah, like 40 soldiers died or
Tensions,
something. Russia calmed it down.
Russia has been India's greatest ally, bro.
Right?
You know, we've always been in good relations with Russia.
Blindly don't say that India is not supporting, India is not doing the right thing. Take a look at the politics.
But,
there's a way the world is run.
But yeah, 2 sides to a coin, right?
2 sides to a coin.
Not everyone can support one nation and another nation. Then what's the point?
Exactly.
You know? What's the point? But yeah.
No, but India is saying that there should be no war and diplomatic talk should take place.
Correct.
India is not saying, bro, ले तू कब्जा कर ले, तेरे को जो करना है कर ले.
No, but you have to be on one side. You have to be on one side. You pick your side now.
Yeah.
Why are the sanctions not out? You know, that's why I don't think there are any sanctions.
India has not given any sanctions.
No sanctions.
India has bought petrol at a
discounted rate.
bro.
Why not, bro? Business is booming now, as we all know. War.
Okay, so we discussed is Russia affected and if Russia can be independent. Now let's see how this war has affected the world. Hit it.
The
markets are dropped, fuel prices
gone, bro. Fuel prices are up. As usual, we get to know about whatever is affecting the world first comes on Instagram and Facebook through memes. I love how education has changed.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the gallon prices going up. How many memes have just flooded the internet?
Memes is the new way of communicating.
So I think the biggest impact is oil prices. Oil and fuel prices.
Which also trickles down
everything. And markets are down. And of course, it's war. So
how's crypto doing?
Crypto is also down, up, down. But I think like they say, right, with war, only a few certain companies make it big.
Amazon?
Like they were saying, bro, there was a study. You've heard of this company called Lockheed Martin?
Yeah, of course.
Right, the biggest arms dealers.
Yeah.
And they are listed on the stock exchange.
Yeah.
Bro, from November 2021 to today, each and every arms dealer stocks has at least risen by 15 to 20%. So at one point, one section of the world is suffering, another section is prospering. Yeah. I think that's what war is all about, right?
True that.
If you're not profiting off it, you're either losing money on it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
the world is definitely being affected.
Absolutely. And again, going back to NATO, right? NATO said that if one of the countries affected, it's like we all are affected.
Yeah.
So we all go to war. But they've just preached.
But is that? But bro, we are not seeing any actions being taken.
Nothing,
right? It's all just speech based.
Imagine if the country has to give arms to the untrained civilians to take care of themselves and their family. Okay, So your partner, your ally NATO is not doing enough.
Wow, good point. Good
Right?
point. Good point. Good point.
It's not doing enough.
Good point.
Yeah. So you're saying that, oh, NATO is going to do this, is going to do that. It's not a part yet, whatever it is. You said that we'll help you guys out, but there's no help.
Correct. So, there's this thing that Ukraine wanted very badly and they were requesting NATO for it. Basically to build a no-fly zone over Ukraine.
Yeah.
So, I just got to know this, bro. That war, the odds of you winning a war is determined by your control in the air.
Yeah.
Right? Land is easily controllable.
Yeah.
But if you have majority air control when you're at war, say like Russia can outnumber the amount of planes Ukraine has, right?
Absolutely.
And they say that if you have control over the air, you've basically won the war.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And they were saying Ukraine was demanding that they create a no-fly zone so that Russian aircrafts and Ukraine aircrafts cannot be in the air.
Yeah.
But to activate a no-fly zone is when one country attacks the other.
Correct.
And then they come to peace.
Correct.
And they say that NATO also had to join the Ukraine airspace to attack Russia. So that's fucking...
So you know what Zalewski did, right?
What?
He went to every parliament, German parliament, the Canadian parliament, American parliament, the British parliament, and online he gave a speech.
Yeah.
Okay, saying that only one thing I request is a no-fly zone. Is it asking for too much in a time like this? And everybody got up, and the journalist, I think I saw it on Vion, and that female journalist is like 10 on 10.
Yeah.
10 on 10.
Yeah.
She said that it was like theatrics, that everyone got up together and clapped. And you see it in the video. He's saying the same speech, putting his hand on his heart. All I ask is a no-fly zone. And everyone gets up and claps. But nothing happened.
Nothing happened. You can't activate a no-fly zone with Russia.
Happened.
You think Russia is going to accept a no-fly zone?
No chance, bro.
When majority of their power comes from the air.
No chance. No chance.
So,
and I was seeing another video where they were explaining that this is going to be a very difficult war for Russia because as of now it's not going as they wanted to when it comes to firstly propaganda.
Yeah.
Definitely the country of Ukraine has united against Russia. So they all are united right now. They all are like, we'll die. Okay, but we are not going to.
Which is amazing to see.
Which is
amazing
beautiful to see. Beautiful to see when superstars like Lomachenko and the Klitschko brothers, they come together. They're
incredible.
Millionaires, bro.
Incredible.
Lomachenko has hotels, resorts.
Loma resorts.
Yeah, Loma resorts.
Loma resorts.
So he can go to one of those resorts, but no, he's fighting. So that is incredible to see that this propaganda has not worked, that Ukraine is a part of Russia, the history, and Ukraine people, actually Russian people. One in how many people in Ukraine are Russian, so all of them speak Russian, whatever.
Yeah.
So that is not worked.
Yeah.
What else has not worked is basically in the Russian military, apparently the logistics are not very good.
Oh.
So what they say is that tanks are being abandoned.
Supply chain issues.
They are supply chain issues. So in Russia, they have the most amazing supply chain because of the rail network. It has one of the best rail networks across Russia. So within Russia, they can get anything anywhere.
In and out.
So there were videos. So one thing that the CIA and America got right this time was that they knew that this attack is inevitable. They told Ukraine again and again that Russia is getting troops. How do they find out? Because of trains. The trains were getting thousands of tanks on one train. Like that, literally you could see.
Just
like
at the borders.
Line,
At the borders.
All those trains with jeeps and tanks and ammunition coming to these borders.
Just guard the borders and then press.
So they got that right, and Ukraine said no, it cannot be. They're not going to go to war. And also apparently Ukraine people also just like Russia's never going to go to war. It's just ball talk.
It's all talk until it happened.
Yeah. So they were united, but Russia is having logistics problems. Now what videos are coming out are basically Russian soldiers going and looting grocery stores and looting people.
Oh, in Ukraine, huh?
In Ukraine.
Yeah. But that's what, even I heard news that there were these videos that basically flooded the internet of just trucks being left on the road with ammunition and, arms.
Yeah.
But now they're also saying that there's the crime rates in Ukraine have shot up.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's a country in turmoil. You don't have money, you don't have food. Everything trickles down and then you're left with a lot of crime. So yeah, this is inevitable.
And you also empowered the citizens with a weapon.
Yes. Two sides to a coin, bro. Yin and yang.
Yin and yang.
You can't give no citizen a gun.
Yin and yang.
So,
what do you think about the media narrative?
The media narrative, to be honest with you, I'm confused because there are too many.
There are too many.
There are too many. But the one that makes sense, I think, is it's like a three-way war. I look at it as like Russia, Ukraine, and then NATO on top.
NATO, yeah.
You know, I look at that structure when I think of this sort of war.
It is that, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're bang on.
Because Ukraine is relying on NATO, and NATO is unable to basically do much.
Do enough.
Besides sanctions.
Yeah.
And Russia, on the other hand, is like you said, having a lot of problems. But they are sticking to their game plan and they are pressing, like you said, day 22 of war.
Sticking
Right.
to the game plan.
22 days is a long time, bro.
True that.
You know, the economy can fucking collapse. Like it is collapsing.
Yeah.
So there are too many narratives, but I think this is the narrative that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, and then there are narratives that Putin's going crazy. Bro, there are these fucking crazy narratives. Putin's on steroids because he has cancer. Okay, that's believable.
That's believable.
Right? Because
he's gotten more jacked.
He's gotten a lot jacked, and he is making decisions based on like roid rage, is what they're saying. So he has roid rage right now, and he's going fucking crazy.
I think roid rage was proven that it doesn't happen or something.
Yeah, but now this is a narrative.
Yeah,
That's
the
why,
narrative,
that's why we can have this discussion.
Yeah, but one narrative is very clear that the whole, I think the Western media is just saying that Ukraine is the good guy, Russia is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is one thing.
That's
for
one
sure.
thing that's out there.
So that is the main narrative.
Correct.
Ukraine is the good guy, Russia
And let's
is the
not
bad
forget
guy.
how Ukraine declared that they were at war through that Twitter picture. Come
Yeah.
on, yo.
Yeah.
That sketch
That's-
of Hitler looking down upon Putin.
that was hard, bro. That was like
hard.
planned kind of.
That was hard. Now that's instigating.
Yeah,
Right?
that's instigating. Don't instigate Putin,
Don't
bro.
instigate. The last guy to instigate.
And talking about the narrative, even the famous quote that Zelensky said that don't send me a right, send me arms. He might have said it, but apparently they're saying that it's not proven. Only one American, I think senator or some military guy said it to the media. That This is what he said when America had a conversation. So nobody knows if he said it or no. But how viral it went,
A
you know,
lot of
na?
countries, their prime ministers and presidents are coming out and saying is that this is what the Ukraine, the Ukraine president demanded, that, you know, they do not want to ride out, they want ammunition. That's why we are giving them $50 million, $100 million, you know,
Yeah.
so that we can support them with weapon purchase.
Also, America has given them some very special drone, which is very good for anti-tanks and anti-vans and all of that. Some high-end proper, like 10 on 10
But
drone.
America to will give only, na. This is where they interfere.
800 million worth
This
of
is
aid.
where they interfere. But the question always
Tu lega, tu lad na yaar.
But
Le
the
na,
question
Rahul.
always arises that why is USA always attached to all these controversies?
अरे तो वो गरीब होगा ना, दो देश गरीब होगा
Okay,
तो
Afghanistan may also what caused it?
what caused it?
Like what now? How many tanks and what high grade weapons are left in Afghanistan?
Bro, Afghanistan right now is the biggest ammunition dealer in the world.
Because they don't need so much.
They don't need so much, bro. Night
selling
vision
it,
goggles,
you know.
thousands of high-end bulletproof, bomb-proof trucks,
Just lying
cars, tanks,
Brand new.
and the fucking helicopters.
Bro, the helicopters.
Apaches.
Those are scary, fam.
Those Apaches
Those
are
are fucking
expensive.
scary, bro.
The
Call of
millions and
Duty
millions
shit.
of dollars
Call
worth.
of Duty shit. You know. So even after the war, I think we will go back to saying that, damn, you know, America again did some chugli. Don't you think so?
Chuglikor to hai, bro.
Chuglikor.
Chuglikor to hai. And another thing that I've seen, regardless of how much ever the media tries to, you know, misdirect us, that this Biden seems a little off, bro. Don't you think so?
People have been saying since the beginning.
He seems a little off.
Seems so.
He's. I'm not saying that Trump was the best. I'm not saying that.
But now people are saying Trump was better.
Yeah, Trump was also crazy, bro.
Now people are saying Trump was better.
But Trump, from whatever his speeches and all we've seen, he seemed a decisive leader,
Bro, and confident.
right? Regardless of his decision being good or no, but he was
Leaking.
confident, right? Whereas Biden doesn't seem to project confidence.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, I think old age, right? He's a
Bro,
bit too old,
Yeah, I
too
think
fragile.
He's too old. He's too fragile, and I think he's making too many mistakes on stage.
Yeah, bro.
And-
That's getting evident, you know. That's getting like,
Yeah.
and now people are like, oh, Biden did this. Yeah, I think doesn't he always do
Yeah,
that?
and if Putin gives a threat, wouldn't you take it seriously? So because he projects that power now, bro. This Biden doesn't project that power.
But I think when you're talking about the most powerful leaders, the most dominating leaders, at least with that persona that, you know, that even if you're seeing that leader on TV or on like your phone or something, bro, there's nobody who that portrays bigger balls than Vladimir.
Of course.
There's no ruler right now.
Of course.
You know?
Of course. Bro, do you think Vladimir Putin is the Mike Tyson of leaders.
Ooh, my lord.
Because there were
What a fucking comparison.
because there were many boxers who were fast,
Yeah.
who were powerful,
Correct. And who didn't give a
fuck. Won fights, had good records, but there was no one more intimidating
yes.
than Mike Tyson.
I want to eat your children. Praise to the Allah.
You understand?
Yeah.
There were a lot
Nobody.
of fighters.
Great
bro.
comparison.
Good
comparison.
fighters, but
Great comparison.
nobody more intimidating than Mike Tyson. So is
they
Putin
say,
the Mike Tyson
they say
of the leaders?
Putin purposely makes his, say, like, for example, he was meeting with the Queen, for example. Bro, the Queen is very powerful, very rich.
Yeah.
Putin purposely makes people wait for half an hour, 45 minutes. So that when he's entering the room, and if you see the way he walks, his stance is always out.
Yeah.
His legs are always like outside walk. It's like that.
Cristiano Ronaldo learned from him only, na?
Yeah. So it's like like the confidence comes with the walk.
Yeah.
So if you see his walk, if you see his actions, they say that once when Bill Clinton was not too sure about Putin, and he just popped by to Russia to meet Putin. Putin sat like this, bro. Like this, And there's a video, there's a news reporter that actually there was a specialist that was studying body language, and he was just saying, look how Putin is sitting and look how Bill Clinton is sitting. This is where you can determine power. Like imagine if I am a fucking president, I'm
बोल रहे जल्दी बोल क्या है देखो काम धंधा.
तो intimidation सीखे तो Putin से.
Putin से. Because वो मतलब if you said ना bro के super villain कौन हो सकता है?
Super villain. अरे bro, Bond villain bro. He reminds me of.
He reminds me of Bond villain, bro.
Bond villain, bro.
Bro,
He's the perfect Bond villain example.
You look at the person and you feel that, ये damage कर पाएगा.
It's a character. It's a character.
ये मजबूत है.
And these, like no matter what you say, the personality, the way they present themselves, bro, of course you're going to be afraid of them, but you are also in awe of them in some way because of the way they are portraying themselves.
Are you telling me
it's
that
an alpha male, it's an alpha male affection.
Are you telling me that Putin is a walking, talking propaganda machine?
Yes. Yes.
Is he in flesh propaganda?
Yes, bro, I think that in this day and age now, bro, there are not a lot of leaders talk. We've seen a lot of leaders come and go that just spoke.
He puts his money where his mouth is.
I think, bro, like he's ex-KGB, pro-Soviet, Somebody that is born and brought up in Stalin's era, a leader that killed his own people. Bro, they are a little fucking twisted. You're coming from war only straight. You're coming from turmoil. You're coming from problem. You're going to be brought up like that, bro, that, okay, fuck, I need to do this for my nation.
Is it all about legacy?
Bro, it's absolutely all about legacy. Why do you think the terms are extended? Because he wants to leave a legacy. What do you think?
Absolutely.
It's all about legacy.
Because you can be relaxed.
Yes.
Don't go to war.
Don't go to war. Bro, and what does war bring?
Don't go to war. Don't kill innocent people.
Yes.
Don't kill. At the end, who suffers is the poor, bro. The oligarchs are not going to suffer. It's the poor who have to go and sit in the subway with their pets and children, figure out the food, get diseases. Abhi COVID ka kya hua?
Now this is the situation, bro. This is the situation with war. But you know what I feel also, right? Say, like very good example that you gave is that technology, the power of technology is slowly shifting away from the West, right? No matter what America says or wants to do, majority of, say, like the electronics, say the iPhone.
Correct.
Is built in China.
Yes.
If the iPhone is built in China, you can only imagine how many of the electronic items being used in America is built in China.
So
if China...
every microwave, fridge,
so doesn't
TV,
it make sense? How the fuck would USA go to war with China when there's so much fucking mutual benefit?
Impossible.
Right? There's so much mutual benefit that why should we go to war with one another? And even if we go to war, bro, there's only one fucking solution to it. It's nuclear war, but nobody is man enough to make that decision, bro. I feel so right now. In this day, right now, I don't think we've come across a leader yet that could go nuclear crazy.
We didn't think this war would happen.
Yeah, fam. But you think nuclear?
Nuclear?
You think nukes, dog?
Now I don't say no to nothing,
you
bro.
You say nukes, bro?
भगवान का नाम लेके सोता हूँ मैं, bro. मैं उठूँ सुबह को healthy बस और कुछ नहीं, bro.
Damn, bro. I think people have gotten too good at war. I think people have gotten too good at war that they've put war out of business. Okay, war won't happen, but threats will happen.
पहले वही था ना bro. This was the conversation that nuclear bombs are never going to go off. It's just it's a matter of negotiation. It's a matter of just showing who has the bigger balls.
Peace propaganda.
It's a peace propaganda. Till the time it's there. There are these buttons. There are these people. They can make a mistake. That can malfunction. The bomb can go off.
Damn boy. But I still feel that, you know, in a way that's just saying that, yeah.
Do you feel?
And don't you feel that power has also shifted? Because if somebody has one nuclear bomb compared to another nation that has 200 nuclear bombs, at the end of the day, my one nuclear bomb is also going to fuck you up.
No, I don't think there's going to be a nuclear war between Ukraine and Russia. Because
But I'm saying as an example of how power has shifted.
No, that's what I'm saying. So even in this perspective, my first thought was that, Ukraine and Russia can never have a nuclear war because Russia is neighboring to Ukraine and it will maybe the winds and all of that will affect Russia also. The neighboring people will radiation, all of that, right? But then I thought about it that Pakistan is our neighbor and our only enemy right now is Pakistan that we would go to a nuclear war with.
And Pakistan has more nukes than India.
But do they work?
Yes.
Are they powerful?
Oh bro, another interesting news article. Basically, Putin has sent a lot of these nuclear weapons to Venezuela, no?
Venezuela?
Because Venezuela is the closest to America. As a way of protecting Russia.
Oh.
So before the war started, a lot of ships were sent to Venezuela. Venezuela is right now tanked with Russian nukes.
Oh. Yeah, because the biggest problem with nukes is the distance.
Yes.
But this is a very famous story of basically America trying to invade Cuba because Fidel Castro asked for the support of USSR and USSR at that time did the same thing. They sent out missiles and nukes and all to set up in Cuba.
Yes, that's what's happening. So, you know, for closer distance and as a way to even threaten America, this is what's happening. So, yeah, I think like in a way, nukes could go down.
Do you think in our lifetime we are going to see a nuclear winter?
No,
that means nuclear war?
No. I think humans are still big pussies, bro. Humans are big pussies, you know? And I'm glad I can say that, you know, that humans are pussies. Humans are pussies until one psycho comes about. Now, till we've not witnessed that sort of a psycho, I think the comparisons that people are making of Putin and Hitler, it's a little too brash.
Okay, let's discuss that.
It's a little too brash. You know, then we'll interlink both these things, you know. That only a modern Hitler would let a nuke go out.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think Putin is Hitler. That's very, very brash.
Yeah.
You know, you are not seeing Putin like put millions of fucking women and children in gas chambers.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what's happening.
Also, he's not saying that, that these are like a lower category of people or, you know.
And he's not out and out exactly targeting a religion or one specific group.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
it's very easy, but that's again the West propaganda, right?
Yes.
To make sure that in your mind and my mind, we believe that Putin is the devil.
Yes. And
when we play Call of
communism-
Duty, Russia is the enemy.
Yes, very
You
good
know?
point.
In every movie, Russia is the enemy or the Arabs are the enemy. You know,
Facts.
it's put in our mind.
Facts.
You know.
And yes, it's basically just diminishing communism in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Democracy. But bro, another very important point that I would like to also say about this is that, bro, eventually people think that we are a democratic nation. But then what happens is that we become a sort of like an oligarchy sort of setup only, you know.
Yeah.
Just think about it. There's a president, there's a prime minister. Okay. Now, no matter which democratic nation you look at it, for example, Trump, right? Trump being in power also along with his fucking personnel are indirectly ruling the fucking country, bro.
Always.
They are calling the shots.
But that's how it works,
Right? So eventually, don't you think that
that's how it works.
eventually, don't you think even democracy eventually trickles down to some sort of like
It's a system.
communist system?
It's a system. So the system...
At least for those 5 years.
So the system is corrupted, it's dirty, but you have to choose the best from the worst. I'll tell you why. In America, this podcast could go up even if we were talking against Americans.
Absolutely.
In Russia, you know what happens? They can kill you.
Absolutely.
So that's the difference.
Yes. So here you're talking about your freedom.
Freedom.
But where I'm talking about is wealth distribution.
Wealth distribution. Now, you're talking about like communism?
No, like wealth distribution in a way that only like a certain 1% or not even 1%, I would say a handful of 100 to 200 people own the wealth of the country.
Yeah, that's
right?
everywhere.
So that's
I think
in a way
it's the same.
That's in a way very oligarchist, if I can say.
It's the same. In the beautiful belief is that it doesn't happen in a democracy.
Yes, but it does happen in a democracy, right?
It absolutely does.
Exactly.
The system favors the powerful, the rich.
Bro, USA, 1% of the 1% of Americans own around 40% of wealth in America.
For sure.
And America's wealth is a lot.
You are absolutely right. Communist ho, yeah, democracy ho, yeah, socialism
There are a
ho,
few
handful who control everything.
That no matter what you can say, democracy.
You call them oligarchs. I call them Illuminati.
All right, Illuminati, we back.
Woo!
If YouTube takes this episode down, we know what went down.
Yeah, we not said anything about COVID now. Bro.
Okay. Oh shit! Now the instructions will come. Yeah, so that is my one point of view.
That's true.
That's
true. So you don't believe we are going to see a nuclear winter?
No, not yet. Not yet. Until one psycho comes about.
I hope so too, bro.
I thought that Kim Jong-un is a psycho. To fuck around, he would pop some shit off.
I don't believe in his nukes.
But but they're saying they're supersonic and shit, yeah?
Yeah, but they
don't underestimate the power of Kim Jong.
See, bro,
supreme leader.
Russia is smart, sends it to Venezuela, Cuba, because they know कि हमारा bomb उतना नहीं पहुंचेगा.
Realistic.
Then Russia builds these big planes कि हम लोग उतना ऊपर से छोड़ देंगे ना.
What was the size of that fucking plane in Ukraine?
Yeah, it was the biggest.
The fuck, bro.
Such
planes exist, bro.
Yeah,
and what the fuck? How does Ukraine have the biggest airplane in the world? Huh? Out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So all in all, this
nuclear winter.
This is what's going down. But that being said, like you said, we are witnessing war in 2022. So is the concept of world peace just a myth?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's just something that people are chasing blindly.
I don't think, world peace is like Germany said that we are going to demilitarize, but again they're rebuilding the military now after seeing what happened in Europe.
50 billion budget, now 100 billion.
Exactly. So they wanted
it's time,
to,
huh?
Yeah.
It's time.
So they realized that times are changing. So we gotta keep up to protect ourselves.
Correct.
Because eventually some sanctions like this come, or we are in trouble with our neighbors. We gotta be able to rise up to the occasion.
You want to rely too much also on other countries, right?
Yeah.
So basically peace is just a myth.
Peace, as you said, bro, is a pose.
It's a pose, bro. Yo, peace sign.
Peace is a pose.
Peace sign. If you go and ask public also, is peace a
It's
myth?
a good thought, bro. See, it's like I think idealistic thoughts, idealistic point of views is something that we should direct ourselves towards. Why not?
So you're saying the human belief in peace is powerful.
Exactly.
Right?
Spot on, baby.
That humans believing in peace makes a human being eventually think that a good world is possible.
It's possible, bro. It's possible. So I believe in the strive for peace. I believe in the effort to make sure that there is peace.
Peace.
But will we see a world peace, as in a peaceful world where everyone is just chilling, no one cares about any attacks,
where there's equal wealth distribution,
where the army doesn't need to go in the freezing cold and sacrifice? No, I don't see that ever happening.
Bro, why I don't see it happening is because from the beginning of time, bro, one thing has remained constant, and that's war. In every history book there's war.
Just think about
whether it's in Mahabharata, that's war.
I'm saying just think about it from this particular instance. The people of Russia are coming out and saying we don't want war. They came out on the news and they went behind the reporter and said no war. So obviously it's not like all Russians want to go to war. Maybe a majority do, maybe a majority don't.
But
it doesn't matter because the will of one man has decided this.
Yes.
That is a fact.
A will of one man. Yes.
That is a fact.
That's
bro.
a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. A very, very, very harsh fact.
So this is the reason why we won't ever see peace, because Putin sees Russia in a particular way. His dream for Russia is his dream, and he is going to do anything and everything to make it come true.
Do you think like Russia wants to eventually revive the USSR concept? Of course, right?
Absolutely.
And they're saying this is just the beginning, and then after Ukraine, it's Poland next, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah.
For how many ever years he's in the ruling.
There are videos on what China wants to do, what China's dream is.
Yeah.
So it's out there. It's crazy. It's
Territory, bro. It's all on the zameen.
Yeah.
Zamindari.
Zamindari, bro.
Zamindari. किसके पास है जमीन?
ये अपना हक है, bro.
हक है.
हक है, bro.
All about the land. It's all about the land. You know.
So,
But interesting.
Kalyug, bro. I really feel right now we are living in dark times. We are living in the Kalyug, and definitely started with the COVID because it's been non-stop. It's been non-stop. Things that we couldn't imagine, things that we thought were just fictional or would just be seen in movies are happening, and we are just desensitized to
Correct.
it. We don't give a fuck.
And I think,
Bro, Afghanistan, you remember?
fucking hell, bro.
People
What a
were
point.
People
What a
were falling off
Bro,
planes.
they wouldn't show that shit in movies.
If you showed it to me in a movie, I would be like, unrealistic.
fuck?
Mission Impossible 45. What are you talking
My
about?
God, that was sad.
Yeah.
That was sad. And what's happened
And we forgot
is,
about it.
Bro, what's happened is with COVID, with this, then you forgot about that blast that took place in, which was that Middle Eastern country, Lebanon.
Yeah, Beirut, right?
Beirut.
Yeah.
The Beirut blast, bro. Buildings miles away have fucking gotten shattered. So what has happened is I think the human mind is now conditioned
Bro.
for
firstly-
negativity.
Absolutely, because we're seeing it and then we're
Yes.
like, but you know what? What's happening is, I think I realized that a smart way to deflect the human mind. Politicians are very smart, bro. You know? Very cunning, wolf-like.
I would like a debate on that. But okay.
That's smart, bro. That's smart.
Okay.
That's smart. Because
The way they acquire wealth is smart.
exactly. And how do they do this? The biggest fear is that you and me should not go on the streets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do they do that? Make sure that we are so worried about our problems and our lives that we sit at home and take care of what we are going through.
तो you're saying कि मेरे इतने प्रॉब्लम है भैंचोद में रोड पे जाके दूसरे लोग का प्रॉब्लम खड़ा
भाई
करो.
फ्यूल प्राइसेस इतना हाई है, तेरे को सैलरी देने को लफड़ा होएगा, तेरा धंधा स्लो चल रहा है कोविड के वजह से, ओवरहेड्स और रेंट तेरे को देने को नहीं हो रहा है,
और तू ये कर रहा है.
तू रास्ते पे आएगा क्या? तू बोलेगा क्या?
अक्ल है कि नहीं?
तू तेरे घर वाले भी जाएंगे, तू भी बोलेगा अरे बैठो अभी,
तो बैठो
अपने घर में इतने
बैठो,
प्रॉब्लम
थोड़ा
है,
कुछ काम करो, कुछ काम करो.
तो फिर प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हो, उससे अच्छा काम करो.
So that's what they've done, huh? Just basically treat the population like sheep.
And because I was just seeing, bro, what is the audience that goes for protest? Just think about it.
Yeah, bro. That's
The audience that goes for protest is very young. It's very young because the old guys are just like, dude, I have too many problems in my
Yo,
life.
fucking hell.
I can't do this anymore.
that.
Unless it's a very serious
very good
problem.
insight, yeah.
I'm saying most protest, you know.
Yeah. Most protesters are like the youth.
It's the youth that goes,
The government relies on the youth
right?
to
fill in the spots.
Fill in the spots. And also the youth's mind is the easiest to trigger.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So an older person is not going to get
Not
as
gonna
triggered.
get triggered. Bro, that's a fucking
You know,
point.
the youth get triggered.
You trigger the youth.
Easiest.
It's the easiest. No
Your
uncle.
future. Think about your future.
Yeah, bro, these uncle aunties are very smart. They're not gonna get triggered. They have seen life.
अरे इसमें क्यों पढ़ने का?
Yeah, they have seen life, war, all of this they've seen, bro.
Everything has been.
They
seen.
have not been brought up on Instagram like us.
But that's what happens, right? It's a cycle. Then the youth grows older and then they don't give a fuck. And then the other youth comes in and this is the cycle.
But who wins? The government.
The government. So that's why you're saying the government is smart.
तो समझ रहे हैं?
Propaganda. Bro, too many propagandas coming our way.
Fourth wave is coming.
Too many. Not one more episode. Fourth wave. Now what fourth wave? Yeah. Now there's war and people are going to worry about the fourth wave and all. Now relax. Yeah.
Fourth wave, bro.
Now
कौन सा
relax.
कौन?
Now
Omicron,
relax.
Delta Cron, कौन सा? Which
Now
are the
Putin
cons?
is on.
Putin is on.
Putin
Fuck
is
the
on,
cons.
boy. You know, let's see how this shit goes down day 24. Mental.
Okay, what's your prediction for the war to get over?
Bro, this is like a
Never
bit
ending?
harsh prediction.
Never ending?
Bro, prediction as in like what will happen. It's
It's a harsh prediction. I was too casual about the question.
Yeah, we were a bit
Okay,
too
I'm
casual,
sorry.
bro,
I'm
you
sorry.
know.
I'm sorry.
I thought that
I'm
this
sorry.
was like a UFC prediction. or
Okay, I'm
something.
sorry.
What's your prediction? How's the first round gonna go? How's the second round
I
gonna
apologize.
go? So how will the war end? How will the war end?
The way you replied, that's a bit harsh. And I was like, what did I say it in the wrong way?
What's your prediction? Damn, boy. Like we're gonna see a center stage somebody putting Putin's hand up for Zelensky, yeah? And the belt of freedom.
Yeah, I think I should not laugh this hard also.
Yeah. Fair enough. But war is tough. It's tough on a lot of people. But
Okay.
how the war will...
First, okay, I want to change my question. With the talking about the media narrative,
Yeah.
one thing that they've been talking is that World War 3. That's a very popular term right now that's going on. This is going to lead to World War 3. World War 3 is going to be catastrophic. End of the world. Global destruction. Rebuilding of society.
Yeah.
So we've already taken it to the extreme. Like I remember in the beginning of the pandemic, we also took that to the extreme, if you remember.
Correct.
So we've already taken this to the extreme. In my opinion, we are not going to see a World War 3. But my predictions have been wrong many times.
Never say never.
Yeah.
But in a way...
Do you predict a World War 3?
Can't you say that this is the beginning of World War 3? Like the Cold War has started since some time. Like Russia interfering in the US elections.
Yeah.
That's something that you would only imagine would happen in World War sort of eras. Russia trying to go
No.
against
I'm talking about hot war. Bro.
hot war. Like
I'm not talking about Cold War. Bro. Cold War is on.
Bro, I don't think hot war is possible in this day and age.
Yeah, that's my question.
Hot war is not possible.
Do you think we are going to see a World War 3
bro,
hot, not
humans are pussies, bro. Pussies, humans have become pussies when you're talking about war that was taking place in 1950s.
If the war happens, I'm going to come.
I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. Over time also they say violence has gone down. Why? Because the IQ of a normal individual has gone up.
True that.
Right? Once somebody is more educated, they don't want violence.
Yes. You empathize also. Your emotional education also goes up.
Correct.
Emotional learning.
Like you put 100 people in a room, I'm sure 99 people will be against war.
Yes.
But there'll be one person.
Putin.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Higher the IQ, lower the violence.
Okay.
World War 3 is not possible.
Not possible.
There'll be a Cold War which will be ongoing.
No, hot war. Forget the
Hot war is not possible in our day and age.
Okay. Cold war is ongoing. I believe it's already ongoing.
Hot war is not possible. I'm talking about in scale.
Hot World War 3.
Hot World War is not possible.
Okay.
Because there's too much mutual benefit. I hate you, but तू मेरे को धंधा दे रहा है, मैं करेगा ना तेरे साथ.
बात तो सही है, bro.
तू बोल.
बात तो सही है. हाँ, I said ना.
Not possible.
I don't think it's possible. It's far off. But as I said, my predictions have been wrong many times. Yeah. I didn't expect to see a war also in 2022.
Then.
But we are seeing a war.
Then.
Pandemic तो कभी सोचा ही नहीं था, bro. क्या होता है मालूम ही नहीं था.
क्या हो रहा है अभी क्या मालूम, bro.
तो तो World War 3. Okay, चलो. Another question. If there was a World War 3, who would win?
Oh shit.
Are you rooting for Putin?
Rooting for Putin. Wow, bro, that should be his next campaign. Campaign hashtag, bro.
Who's gonna win?
But I think realistically nobody will win. See, you have to be very realistic and buy the book.
See, bro. Oh, you're giving a philosophical answer.
The nuclear power will wipe out all nations. This, that. You want that answer?
No. I don't want a philosophical
answer. A realistic answer?
No. I want
China.
Savage.
I think China, bro.
China.
China is so like. I'd say I'm very intimidated by China. With the amount of news going around China, I think even as a tourist to go to China, I would be mad intimidated.
It is intimidating.
Like I just feel it.
I've been and
it's just gonna be very intimidating because it's like a communist nation and you fuck with their flag or you try to do something that's against the law. Dude, you're possibly never going to see home again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they are saying that they've got their army and their population and all their industries in so much control that the power has shifted from the West to China a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. But as of today, I still think that the American military is superior to China.
Yes.
But of course, China is growing. Maybe it's a matter of 10 years, 20 years or something like that.
The shift is
inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, the technology shifted.
Yes.
The engineers and the doctors, the engineers and the scientists are breeding in China.
They've made an artificial sun.
Yeah, there was some...
Come on, man. Yeah, now, what the fuck? An artificial sun. Now, that's just not safe to make, bro. Why the fuck do you need to make an artificial sun?
When you say it, I don't even understand what you're saying right now.
An artificial sun, it can fucking basically generate as much power as the sun. Why the fuck do you need it?
To change the waves. Change the tides.
Fucking blast the world open.
Global warming.
Blast the world open. But this Elon Musk took a big L.
Elon Musk
took a big L. Don't come around here thinking that you're gonna fucking...
Why did he take a big
Bro, you're gonna challenge Putin.
Oh, he challenged Putin
to a one-on-one combat black belt judo.
Yeah, that's...
Bro.
Elon, you're our favorite billionaire, but
see, we need you around.
Putin gonna kill you, bro.
We need you around black belt.
Putin gonna give you those judo throws, bro. Take you
Martial
down.
Martial artist. Right now, I was like, no, don't do it too much.
And also, Putin is jacked on steroids.
Bro, do you think Putin is way more financially... like way more richer than Elon Musk? Just saying that because he's also worth $1 trillion, $2 trillion.
Elon Musk pays taxes. We don't know how much money Putin has.
Oh,
Elon
shit.
Musk has to
shit.
answer people.
Oh
He
shit.
can't do this or do that,
Oh,
send money here. You know, he has to go buy the books.
Bro, he's
Have
doing too
clean
much
accounts.
masti, yeah? He's doing too
Yeah.
much masti.
But Putin don't got to answer to nobody, bro. You're my oligarch. Hey भाई, थोड़ा इसको भेज दे billions.
Yes.
तू रख थोड़ा पर बाकी का सब मेरा है भाई, संभाल के रखना.
Black Sea Palace.
Shoot out.
Black Sea Palace बनाना है 250 million.
250 million.
Putin's retirement home.
तो फिर
Okay.
heated swimming pool होगा.
अरे भाई.
Basic.
Have you seen the pictures?
Can't relate. That's what I'm asking. No?
Can't relate. Oligarchs. Oligarch lifestyle.
Yeah, bro.
Oligarch
So
lifestyle.
hope there's peace in the world.
So more propagandas, more episodes. Huh?
And with that, GLE.
We out.
Ciao, ciao.